Next up, we have Singing Hill Harmonics Telia from the Tonelico 3 soundtrack. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician and composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what is happening here, musically. So, if you like the sound of that, make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, members get early access to the content, artists I want to collaborate. I have a whole spiel about a bunch of stuff at the end of the video, so stick around for that. Disclaimers showing on your screen right now, so go ahead and pause the video if you want to read them in full. Otherwise, let's get started. Singing Hill. Let's go. Okay, so 7 seconds in, and we start with a chord being played with multiple female singers. In this, I already forgot the name of the technique, but basically it is nasal singing in Japan, which is a fairly unusual type of thing. It's one of those things that nasal singing, like nasal resonance, nasal singing, nasal speaking in general, it's something that is very much avoided in, for example, Western music. Like, you probably know someone who talks by the nose, and it sounds a little bit more like, it's a little bit more of an annoying voice, and it's all very, and yeah, no, I'm not even gonna do it very much. So the Japanese managed to bring it full circle, where it actually sounds absolutely really, really cool. And yeah, it's Lois. Yeah, Pina, yeah, you have that accent, and you put in, she has a New York accent on top of that. I think it's New Jersey. I don't know. So yeah, and it's Akiko Shikata singing. So there you go. You can't avoid nasal singing when you're singing in French. Well, there you go. Another reason why the French shouldn't. So we have this very cool introduction. When it comes to our Tonelico stuff that we've done before, these are very rarely the same kind of format of song. And yes, this is going to be one single vocalist that is doing multiple takes of the same thing, because now we have technology that allows us that allows for this. My point here being that usually for these Tonelico pieces that we've done, these are songs, which, again, the difference between songs and pieces, right? So a song versus a piece or a track. A song will have lyrics, a vocal track, and the lyrics and vocals are going to be the driving force behind the music. Whereas a piece or a track, those are going to be instrumental, and they are going to be based more on what your motifs are, your central melody, motif being the smallest version of your musical idea, the essence from which everything else comes from, and that kind of stuff. It's a lot more difficult to determine the structure of a piece or a track as opposed to the structure of a song. However, Tonelico uses the older format of songs, because nowadays in contemporary artists' cases, we have more of the intro, verse, chorus, bridge, chorus type of format, and maybe with an outro, right? That's kind of the format that we have for how many songs have you heard that have this exact format over here, right? However, songs used to not be written this way, mainly because songs right now, of course, they follow this formula because they are very formulaic. Sometimes it's going to be for the benefit of the music, sometimes it's not. For example, the pop industry can crank out all of these songs because they follow this format, they follow the same 6 chords that they use all the time, so now the changes have to be minimal. And that has its issues, right? Because then your lyrics can become interchangeable between pieces and between songs, and that can be a very big problem. However, that's not how songs used to be. Songs used to be written as poetry put into motion. So if you look at composers like Schubert, Mozart, Schumann, all of these people who wrote a lot of songs, most of their songs that have lyrics don't follow these formulas. They will follow some semblances of those, but they will most likely have it's more likely going to be driven by the lyrics themselves. They're going to be very based off of what is happening in the lyrics rather than just cramming the lyrics into whatever melody you can figure out. They would handcraft. They make sure that everything is one, that you can't take away the lyrics from this and the song's still making sense, kind of thing. Making contrafactum a lot more difficult. Contrafactum is when you change the lyrics of an existing piece or song for something different. For example, I am pretty sure most of us have heard this melody. Do you know the original name of this piece? No, you don't. No, you don't. Because the original is vous dirai je maman. It's an old French folk tune, and it probably had several names before that. Nate, welcome to the How you doing? Yeah, it probably had several names before that. But vous dirai. Oh, sorry, it has a thing here. Dirai maman. Yeah, no, that's the original name, and nowadays we have, of course, the many different variations of it. That is called contrafactum. So yeah, we're having that, and that is something that is not really common in older music, in older songs from, 100 plus years ago, or 150 plus years ago. And that is something that we often see with our Tonelico. So let's see where this goes. So we're doing a chorale here. Okay, so we do have the motif. We did get the motif over here at the start. How am I 1 to 10? I would say a solid 7 to 8. I had to work extra today, but it happens. So yeah, now we're having this, and we immediately introduce more adornments. The cool thing about having all of these layers singing is that you can simulate a chorale or a chorus, and you can just layer as many of these as you want, and you can get these. But the motif is there. We just heard the motif, and now it has been repeated. It was the main melody before that. Now we have this other one going and doing its thing. But the middle voices have the motif right now. So there we go. Ooh, and we engage in a little bit of species counterpoint. So, counterpoint being, of course, the study of melodies, how they develop, how they relate to one another, how they interact, usually under the context of having two or more melodies happening at the same time. And one of the counterpoint, of course, being measured in motion. We have three types: parallel, similar, and contrary. Now, these are similar. Parallel and contrary are pretty easy to determine. Parallel motion just means you have two melodies that have the same exact melodic shape, just happening from different points in the scale. For example, let's bring the C major, right? We have that, and we can play the same shape, for example, just above in E, for example, which would be our third up. And if we play them together in parallel motion, it sounds very nice, parallel, that kind of thing. Similar motion is where species counterpoint comes in, so let me put a pin on that. Contrary motion just means one goes up, the other one goes down, the other one goes down, one goes up. Very, very much, they are just going in opposite direction. Now, similar is where we get the concept of species. Species counterpoint is basically how many notes per note. It's proportionate how many notes you get per note played. For example, species 1, 1 to 1, means for every one note, one line plays, the other line plays also 1. So what we've been doing in parallel and contrary motion would be species 1 counterpoint. Then we get species 2, for example. Species 2 would be for every one note, line 1 plays, and line 2 will play 2. So it would be... that was 3 actually, but yeah. Then 3, 4, 5, 6, and you can make a bunch of different combinations of that sense. And right now, we just had the the melody doing that. We have one of the melodies leap up while the other one engaged in species counterpoint. That must have been like species 6 or 7, something like that. So yeah, we have that. Let's see where it goes. We bring a single note after that, and ooh. Okay, so we bring in a bunch of percussion. We bring in some percussion with what seems to be maybe some brass as well. Some brass instruments being the lower brass, probably trombones and tuba. Trombone, of course, being this really, really lovely instrument over here. The sliding trumpet, if you will. And then, of course, the tuba being the most horrifying of them all. This immense, unbelievably uncomfortable instrument. If you know somebody that plays the tuba, fear them. Especially if for some reason this person has this tuba and is in a marching band. Like, it's insane. Mufazar, welcome today. Hungarian Scot. I'm not Hungarian though. I'm doing fantastic. How are you? So yeah, no, if you know somebody who is in a marching band that for some reason the marching band makes them play this kind of tuba instead of the, I think it's the somnium, I don't remember, this variation of the tuba, the one that you wrap around your body, but this one, don't forget, marching band, you are power walking to the rhythm to a bunch of other people. You're carrying this thing, which can weigh anywhere between 20 and 60 pounds for proper measurements. That's anywhere between about 10, 12 kilograms all the way up to about 25 kilograms while playing this instrument, which requires a fuckload of air to move through it. If you meet somebody who's in a marching band that plays this thing in the marching band, fear that person. Because if you piss this person off in the marching band playing the tuba, they will outrun you. They will outrun you. Bloopy, thank you for the €37. Appreciate it. I'll remind me after the LFA. And Abyss Stalker, welcome today. How you doing? So yes, yes, Abyss Stalker, yes. So we have this going on while we engage in 4-part counterpoint. We have four different lines playing at the same time, all of them doing their thing. This isn't quite entirely a fugue, but it is 4-part counterpoint. So what's the difference, right? And those dudes are so strong. Oh yeah, no, like marching band people are in insanely good shape. Yeah, like professional marching bands, you have to be, because they like marching band people, they have to walk. It's something ridiculous. Like, especially if they do a parade, that's going to be a minimum of several kilometers / miles of just power walking and playing the music. Like, the level of discipline that you need for that is insane. And Abyss Stalker, no, this is our Tonelico. What are you talking about? So yes, the difference between 4-part counterpoint and fugues. Fugues are usually 4-part counterpoint, but they are written by J.S. Bach, which J.S. Bach is the father of counterpoint as we know it. And the way 4-part counterpoint written in a fugue usually is that it's going to be written in a similar manner as inventions, which means you introduce the motif and then you slowly engage in canonic imitation, you repeat the motif in different parts, and at any given point it starts getting more and more complicated until you just resolve everything back to the top. Whereas 4-part counterpoint is literally just, if you're doing non-fugue 4-part counterpoint, you're doing 4 melodies that just happen to be playing, to be doing pretty well. So, I'm just trying to hate. Well, too bad! Let's see where this goes. Okay, so now we bring some percussion, and we switch to the, like, dance light. Little break there. Ooh. And we switch over to a 6/8 kind of melody. You can count it in the metronome 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6. Very dance-like, very waltz-like, very lovely. The voices have now consolidated into a single line. Let's see where this goes. Variations of the motif in the melody as well. and the backing track and the accompaniment is mainly just percussion right now, so there's not that much more done. And yes, Bach mentioned, by the way, if you ever want to listen to a fugue-like piece that sounds like entering heaven, I don't care what people say, I will kill on this hill. If you want, there is no other piece in the history of mankind that sounds like entering the gates of heaven as the opening of the Saint Matthew Passion by J.S. Bach. And yes, I say I will kill on this hill, because saying that I will die on this hill implies that I am not willing to overcome. So, so yes, the opening of the Saint Matthew Passion, absolutely beautiful. 2 orchestras, 2 choruses, children's chorus, recitative ensemble, all of them playing an unbelievably complex fugal introduction melodies, and it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. So yeah, we're having that. Of course, right now we had a bit of an instrumental break. Let's see where it goes. We'll go back a second. A keyboard, finally! Some strings, giving us a little bit of accompaniment. So we bring down this scale now, we bring it down to this one keyboard, giving us still this dance-like rhythm, and we go from the grandiose that we just had to the smaller. We are still doing variations on the initial motif, which I really, really like. So basically we're reiterating the same musical idea, adjusting it to the lyrics and adjusting it to the rhythm that we now have. And oh boy, this is really good. Let's see where it goes. Oh, very beautiful. We slow down a little bit, and now we are engaging in something similar to like invention counterpoint kind of thing. However, now we bring in a second melody. We're doing it in a lower register while the first melody is going off and doing something else. This could be, melodically speaking, a canon. What is happening over here? It remains to be seen if the second melody will pick up the first one over here. So a canon in music is a piece that repeats itself and layers upon itself in certain ways. For example, the most famous canon that exists right now, in my opinion, would be Row, Row, Row Your Boat. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. If you grab 4 people, and friends, preferably, that agree to do this, and and you start singing, the way it works, right? Like, every time you repeat, you start, and by the way, Row, Row, Row Your Boat is what is called a canon at the unison, where you start from the same spot. So let's say you have 4 people singing, first person starts, row, row, row your boat. When the first person starts gently down the stream and starts repeating, you just continue repeating over and over and over again, then the second person starts. Once it starts gently down the stream, then the second person. And yes, Abyss, I know you are Turkish. I know. So I'm gonna put it very clearly. Yes, consent is mandatory. So, first person, row, row, row your boat. When the first person starts gently down the stream, the second person starts from the top. Row, row, row your boat. When the second person starts gently down the stream, the third person starts row, row, row your boat. When the third person starts gently down the stream, the fourth person starts row, row, row your boat. And then you just continue going over and over and over and over and over again. What does that have to do with singing? Because you should not go to random people and against their will force them to sing row, row, row your boat. That's why consent doesn't have to be just for like what happens in the bedroom. Like, also, that you're not gonna go to 4 random strangers and forcing them like at gunpoint to like sing row, row, row your boat. Although that would be one hell of a story for people to tell, but that's besides the point. I'm not advocating for anything over here. All right, so yes, we're having, this could be a canon, the way that the melody went from one to another. What did you just join to? Blame Abyss. He's being Turkish about it. So yes, let's see where this goes. Okay, no, immediately the vocals went away to a different one. We bring it. Okay, so we do have the canonic aspects to this. We just bring up the scale again. We bring the scale back up to the more grandiose. We bring more layers of vocals. We have two-part counterpoint going on over here, which is fairly common in the Tonelico stuff that we've done before. Like, yes, I don't read lyrics, by the way, because I can't read. So we are going through this, and it's always these very completely diametrically opposed lyrics most of the time. Sometimes you will have like closer range like we did just now when it was small scale, but now we're going completely in separate directions. One of them is a lot more rhythmic, the other one's a lot more melodic. So this is beautiful. Let's see where it goes. We're continuing that rhythm, building. Oh, up to the climax we go. So yes, we're continuing that. Ooh. Now we have one layer, and basically we're basically just building up for that final release. Let's see. Let me go back a couple of seconds here. Because we are building up for that final climactic cadence. Because once again, when you're making music, you're doing one of two things. You are building tension or you are resolving that tension. That point in between we usually call a cadence. However, there is a trick in music, especially in orchestral in this kind of composition, where your inclination, or most composers' inclination, would be the more you add, the more climactic something gets, the more drama you're building, the more you want to add that final high note to be as bombastic, as loud as possible. However, there is one practice that I absolutely love. It's very difficult to pull off, but if you can pull it off, it's insanely good, which is you are building that tension. You're building that tension. You are building drama, you're building up to that cadence, and when you resolve that cadence, instead of that loud bombastic with a bang, you end it with a whimper, a soft resolution to that cadence. It can have so much power. Let's see if I can do something like that, right? So let's say we have C major, right? So let's see, 2. So we're going further, and let's resolve it to here. And let's bring it even further. Let's bring it then to what? We're still building that tension. We're building it even further. And then we just resolve it quietly. So having that absolute tonal whiplash can be so powerful. All I did just now was just play a couple of chords to try and illustrate the point. You can make it so dramatic in so many ways. So yeah, let's see if this does something like that. So we're building up to that cadence. Let's see. And so we do take the tension down. We continue those melodies. Still that 2-part counterpoint. Ooh. They finally come back together to end the song. And there you have it. So we did have the toning it down of the energy for that final resolution outro, that kind of epilogue like melody. Yeah, I am of the opinion that doing that, like pulling off that thing, that instead of going the bombastic, loud ending, to just toning it down and bringing it to a whimper. It's not something that is very easily accessible in most genres. Like, of course, you're not going to want to do something like that in most electronic music or in most funk or something like that. Like, this is going to be many times going to be genre dependent. But if you want to build drama, and if you want to have that moment of pure emotion, resolve your bombastic buildup with a soft whisper, and it's Like, we just did that right now with the keyboard, right? Like, it was just building up and building up and building up, and then we just resolved it super quietly. And there's something about that contrast that just makes it so powerful. So in this case, we did elongate that, we did prolong that outro a little bit so that we could land at the final unison that we had there, the final unification of the voices, because they were not unison, they were still playing layers. But yeah, and there you go. And yes, Bloom. Yes, so I'll explain a little bit more, right? So yeah, and there you go. That was Singing Hill Harmonix Telia from the Tonelico 3 soundtrack. Once again, everybody, this has been a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician and composer, and my objective here has been to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what's happened here, musically. So, if you're watching this on the YouTube video archive thing, thank you for watching. Make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, if we somehow hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube before Christmas of 2025, which not very likely, but still possible, if we somehow do that, on top of the fan fiction thing, I will play a single game of the choice of the community. Whatever y'all vote for, I will play it. Yeah. Y'all pick a game, I'll play it. This has to be achieved through legitimate and honest means only. No account duping, no botting, no buying followers, no alt accounting, no rat behaviors like that. Go share the videos, the streams with your friends, with your families, with your family's friends, with your friends' families. Those are two very distinct concepts, by the way. Oh yeah, we also had a member offer to do a Discord Nitro giveaway. We might do other kinds of giveaways on top of that. We'll see, right? We'll see. So yes. Also share it with your online and offline communities. Use the hype function on YouTube. I'm not entirely sure how it works, but we have a group on the Discord that does. Go link down below. Go check them out. Artists on YouTube. Anyone who wants to collaborate, I am open for collaborations of any kind. If you want any of my music skills, whether it is my guitars, if you want me to do some of the Mongolian throat singing for your music, you know, the good old kind of thing, or regular singing, voice acting, or anything else for collaborations, just reach out, let me know, we'll make it happen. And if you're in the audience and you know anybody who could benefit from any of my musical skills, let them know. Please do not harass anyone. Please do not spam anyone. Don't be a rat about things. Members get early access to the content. I schedule the videos for the week on Saturdays, and if you're a paid member on YouTube, regardless of your tier, you get access to the videos when I schedule them on Saturdays, at least for the LFAs. So become a member today. If you want to listen to this without me interrupting every 3.5 seconds, I will be linking it in the description down below. If you want to request a song and you're not on the live stream, check the pinned comment in the video. And if you want to catch the streams when they happen, we aim for Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central European Time. Thank you for the $2 physics. We aim for Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central European Time. If you are not in Europe, do not worry. We have the full up-to-date streaming schedule showing in your local time zone in both Discord and Twitch. Both are linked down below. So if you live in Jerusalem, Judea, and you're like, yeah, well, what time is 6 p.m. in Hungary? I don't live there. Do not worry. Just go to the Discord or Twitch, both linked down below, and it's gonna have the schedule in your local time zone. And follow the gaming channel. I have a gaming channel because, of course, I have a gaming channel. I'm on YouTube. What else could I possibly have? Games are Basterd. That's where I put the gaming after show recordings when they happen. Link down below, or just search on YouTube, same username as James R. Basterd. Just swap the J for a G, and you got it. And yeah, there you go. There you go. Singing Hill, Tonelico. Really good stuff, man. Really, really good stuff. But yeah, let's move on.